Okay, let's get started. Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is the first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get notification every single time that I post a video, and I post every single Friday. So as you can see in the title on today's video, I'm going to be giving you my full review with spoilers of Fear Street Part 3 666. I don't know how that number is pronounced. I have really hard time with numbers. English is not my first language. So as always, all my reviews are with spoilers. If you don't want the spoilers, just to see if it's worth watching or not, description box down below, you will find the link to my blog where all my reviews are spoiler free. So given that warning ahead, let's get into the video. Now the movie basically starts right where the other one ended. We have the Sarah Fier / Dina on this village. Now the whole part of Sarah Fier goes like Dina as a vision, but everything that Sarah Fier does, we see Dina. We also have the comeback of the actors. They're gonna reprise the roles of in Dina's life, except for Siggy and Cindy. They reappear, but they don't really have, obviously, because they don't really met each other, and Siggy met them when they were adults. But you understand what I'm saying. So basically on this one, instead of being Dina and Sam, it's Hannah and Sarah. They are lesbians here too. Basically, this what shows is that the whole legend of Sarah is a lie. Basically, they framed Sarah as a witch just because she was a lesbian, but in reality, the whole person behind all of this, it's the sheriff. Yes. Basically, the first one on the line of his family, that his name is Solomon, he wanted power, so he took the book from a widow that lived on the woods. He killed her. He had the pact with the devil. He made the whole village go nuts. They may frame a little girl, well, he's not that little, but a teenage girl, and hang her on a tree. He even cut her hand while fighting. I mean, he cut her hand. She didn't cut herself. She didn't curse the town. It was all a lie. And what they wanted was power. Now, basically it was easy for him to do that, since on that time, it was easy to frame women as witches. I mean, something that really happened those times. This is why we have the trials of Salem. It's the same thing. So basically, Sarah took the full blame on it. And basically, she kind of gives a warning to Solomon that she's not going to leave him alone ever. And she is buried under the tree. But the kids, and we could say her friends, on this new time, they take her body out and they move her to the place where eventually Dina finds her. Like, it's on the side of the road, no under the tree. That's why the only thing that was under the tree was like the rock where it said that Sarah Fier light here. So basically, this is when they realize that the whole person behind it is the sheriff, because he's a descendant of Solomon, and he's the sheriff and his brother is the mayor. So that's where you see from all the power is coming from. So he's the guilty and the person behind all the things happening on Shady Side, because the pact was, I'll give you power, you give me one soul. So this is why we have all the names of the people that went nuts, because what they do, instead of him killing someone, they possess someone to kill another people, which is not a bad plan. I mean, you don't get caught. So they get to Siggy's house and they told her what is happening. Now we have Josh, Dina, and Siggy. They're going to make a trap on the mall. So they're going to make Nick go into the mall because he knew. He saw them with the body, so of course he know that they know. Just like they know, you know that we know. Yeah, that type of thing. So they get to the mall, they do the traps, they leave the whole place like insane. They paint it all with airspray. They leave the blood of Dina all over the floor so that they can do a path to the other killers, because of course they will coming back. And they eventually get like stuck on their stores. They do some traps, but they get out. And we have this multitasking scene between Siggy and Josh, like trying to survive and killing the killers. And we have Dina with the sheriff. She eventually leads him underground because they found that like the town hall had an underground level that is the same that we saw on the camp. like the same caves and everything that had the hole on the bathroom and on the cafeteria, that same thing. But it's the mole now. So they get underground, the sheriff is already there, and he's like confessing, yes, I did it, but I want the power and that type of stuff. And the book is there, the mark is there, everything is there. And eventually Dina kills him. She stabs him on the eye. And as soon as he dies, everything goes quiet. Everything goes to peace because everything is over. Because the devil doesn't have no one to do a treat anymore. So basically everything that happened bad on Shadyside was because of that. Everything that happened good on Sunnyvale was because of that. So Josh eventually gets on the underground level 2. They keep walking and they realize that the other hole, it leads to the house of the mayor on Sunnyvale. And right when he's leaving, he gets crashed by a truck. So we could say that karma came pretty quickly. Now everything starts going bad on Sunnyvale. Everything is on the news. They're calling Nick a serial killer. Siggy's not like really well with the news. Of course, she kind of was in love with Nick when they were little, and she gets to Ruby's Lane's mother house, and she kind of gives her back the notes and the journal that she had with all the information about Sarah Fier, and we could say that they're making like peace together, and that now they have some type of relief because of course nothing is happening bad again. Basically the last scene is Sam and Dina on where it's Sarah Fier's body, and they leave like a rug on top of that with her name, and they kiss, and that's basically the last scene. But don't go when that happens, because as the credits start playing, the scene moves to the mall on the underground level. They do a shot of the book, and someone takes the book. Who? Nobody knows. And that's how the movie ends. Of course, it's a cliffhanger, but being completely honest, I don't think that they're going to be doing another movie. I don't know. I mean, in case you didn't notice, the first trilogy, it wasn't produced by Netflix. They just bought it because the movie was made back in 2019. That was supposed to be released on 2020 on TV, but the producers, they sold it to Netflix. So basically, the only thing that Netflix do was just like release them. And that's why everyone is seeing it, because they are on Netflix. Because let's be real, if they weren't on Netflix, no one was going to sell them, even though they're good. Now, my opinion on this one, I think that it's really good. The soundtrack, costumes, the setting, everything. They don't leave any details behind. It's really enjoyable. It has this combination between maybe a little bit of funny side with being serious and the drama. It's really emotional. The Sarah Fier's death, it's quite emotional scene there. I really like it that they give emotions. It's like, it's not like just blah. Like you really connect with Sarah Fier, although she has been portrayed as the bad girl ever since the beginning. Now the movie itself, I will give it a 9 out of 10. For me, it was real good. The whole trilogy is a 9 out of 10, solid. I don't give it a 10 not because I am a hard person giving it, but because for me to give a 10, it has to be something so damn perfect that has no flaws, nothing. And of course, just like everything, they do have their little flaws, but I will give it a solid 9 out of 10. The movies is great. The trilogy, it's amazing. Modern horror, real world done. I mean, it's like a tribute to the classic horror, but they're doing it on a way that it doesn't really bother the fact that we are seeing things that we have seen before. So I really like it what they did there. I don't really think that they should be doing more, or if they do, just do another whole different story. Like, don't continue this. Like, you already end Sarah Fier, all this stuff. Just leave this alone and maybe bring something new. That for me will be the only viable option. And basically that's all I really have to say about it. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna rewatch it, and for me it's one of the best, well, this is a trilogy of the we have seen on the year. I mean, of course the year is not ended yet, but for me it's one of the best things we have ever seen on 2021. And basically that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, don't forget to thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you like it. If you didn't, are you gonna watch it if you haven't already? What are your opinion on the full trilogy? Do you think that they should do another thing? Let me know. And I will see you guys on my next video. Bye!